The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN headquarters in St. Petersburg, Florida. Monday morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 hour to go until the opening bell. And we got markets right near flat territory, but it was quite a spike lower last night on the futures open at 6 p.m. We'll get into the charts in a moment. Right now, you got Dow futures negative 32 points, 29,012. S&P futures flat at 33.25. NASDAQ futures up 2 points at 94.12. You got oil basically flat, off 9 pennies at 50.23, and the 10-year note right now yielding a 1.568%. We'll start things off. We'll start it off with, here's a chart of your S&P. This is Friday's action in the beginning of it on the left. There's your 4 p.m. close on Friday. Here is your 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You see the dotted line separating Friday, the close of futures. Sunday evening, the futures open at around flat. We get a brief moment higher. These are 15-minute bars we're looking at. And then from there, quite a sell-off. You go from almost 33.30 at 6 p.m. to a low of 33.03 by 6:45, that would be. That's a 6:30 bar. But from there, we were back in positive territory by 9:30 last night. We're off a bit. You have the S&Ps off about 2 points, or just under 0.1% at 33.26. In terms of the other markets that we have going on, Dow 30, you can see a similar spike. There's your 6 p.m. open in the markets last night. The Dow trades down to a low under 29,000, 28,856, but then we're up 175 points from that price level, above 29,000, 29,025. NASDAQ 100, similar action. The low last night in the NASDAQ 100, 93.33. You're already 80 points above that price level at 94.15. We covered the S&Ps. There's your crude oil chart. Crude also jumping lower last night on the open, extending those losses down to 49.58. We trade up $1 actually from that level, though, and now we're trading at 50.23. There's your gold contract. Gold, you back things up to Thursday. Quite a run from about 15.57. We peak last night on the open as market hit lows. Gold trading inverse to the market. Gold spikes to a high of 15.79, still holding up relatively well at 15.76. And the euro-US dollar trading under 110, 109.49. In terms of what else you have happening in the market, coronavirus update, quite a number. As I was putting together the morning market recap, morning market report this morning that's up on the front page of TFNN, we'll pull that up. But in looking at Friday's numbers, it was really stark that the number on Friday, I believe, was 30,000 cases and 631 people, I wanted to say. So quite an escalation from Friday morning to Sunday night. That number rising from 30 to almost 40,000. 908 people have died. Coronavirus killed 2 foreigners, a U.S. citizen and a Japanese national, most of those cases in mainland China. But nonetheless, remarkable numbers persist on the coronavirus. Other news out there. 2 mall giants merging, or should I say Simon purchasing. Simon Properties going to buy Taubman Centers in a $3.6 billion deal. So Taubman, another mall operator, property group, is going to acquire Taubman in a deal at $3.6 billion. That equates to $52.50 a share, 51% premium to where Taubman shares were closed at on Friday. I have both of those charts in the morning market report this morning on the front page of TFNN. Taubman family is selling 1/3 of their stake and will continue to own 20% of that deal. So they're going to have 80% equity, I believe. Skyrocketed on Monday, $52.50 a share. Simon shares fell less than 1% in pre-market trading. Simon stock, which has a market value of $45.2 billion, down 24% over the past 12 months, but they are buying one of their competitors $3.6 billion and paying a 50% premium. Simon, which is known for owning and operating top-tier shopping malls, said it expects the deal to immediately boost its funds from operations, adding at least 3% on an annualized basis. And Taubman will continue to be managed by Robert Taubman, its chairman, president, and CEO. They own or manage or lease 26 super regional shopping centers in the U.S. and Asia. Quite a number there. And to jump over, why not? We'll look at it right now. If you go to the front page, TFNN.com, you'll see the morning market report up here for this morning, February 10th, 2020. And clicking in here, an easy way to get to both of those. We have the coronavirus update. We'll get into L Brands, which is spinning off Victoria's Secret as well in a moment, but that is covered. And there's your chart of Simon Group, SPG. It was trading at 140.48. Let's check, and that was as of just after 8 a.m. as I was putting this together. And there's Simon, actually positive now, putting up a 142 print and closed Friday at 141 after spiking to 138. And Taubman Group, TCO, they were trading dramatically higher, $53. Pretty remarkable when that deal coming in at 52.50, I think. So you now have the equity above that, indicating that they may think that they, yes, 52.50. And so you could see when I wrote this, 52.75, now up to 52.99. The market may be saying maybe another competitor is going to come in, or maybe they're going to have to up that bid a bit because the stock actually trading above 52.50, closed at 34.67. Not a bad weekend. Tesla trading with some volatility yet again. Headlines making their way around there. Parabolic trading may be a warning of broader stock market sell-off. Nonetheless, this just some analysis, market insider, whatever it be. It's just a segue to pull up the Tesla chart this morning because, again, volatility to the upside. You closed on Friday at 748. You see the craziness that took place towards the end of the day on Tuesday of last week, $968. You make it back under $700 to start Thursday trading. You finish it around 750. Friday being the most volatile, the least volatile day as things calm back down. But Sunday futures open, or should say the stock market, with 4 a.m. last night, early this morning. Yeah, quite a spike, as somehow must have been some buyers in there. Tesla trades from almost 745, and in the span of a 15-minute chart is up at almost 790, makes it as high as 818, and we're currently trading at 796 in Tesla this morning, ahead of the opening bell on Monday. Other news out there, you'll have, where were we? UBS upgrading FedEx to a buy on a more positive risk-reward following the stock struggles. Of course, if you remember, FedEx actually getting nixed from Amazon's possible services that their third-party sellers were able to use prior to Christmas. FedEx not allowed to do that for a period of time. They got that back, that ability back. And FedEx, quite a day on Friday and quite an extension as you closed at 155.66, and we're trading at about 158.80. Jumping around to some of the commodities, crude oil. You see the open last night with the markets. Crude spiking lower at 6 p.m. last night. Crude trades down to a low of 49.56. From there, you accelerate from 6:30 at night to about 9:30. We climb all the way up to a high of $50.49, and we're trading at $50.18 in the price of crude this morning. Stay tuned, folks. I'll be going over some of the other earnings that we had this morning, other news items, as you have Jerome Powell starting his congressional testimony tomorrow, and you have the first Democratic primary in New Hampshire going on tomorrow as well. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in 3 minutes.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Checking in on the markets right now. You have the S&Ps basically flat, pulling up all the numbers. S&Ps flat, trading in 33.26. You have the Dow negative 18 right now at 29,026, and the NASDAQ positive by 6 points, trading at 94.16. Checking on some of the FANG stocks. We'll start it off with Facebook. Facebook, some upside volatility last night, looking to open basically flat this morning. Amazon. Quite a day on Friday for Amazon, almost making it to 2,100. We're trading at 2,091. Netflix opening about flat, slightly lower at 365.86. Microsoft, and we'll finish it off with Google after this, 184.09. And Google trading at about 14.78, 14.79. Some of the stocks always on my radar as well. Disney with their earnings last week. They delivered quite a number as 28.5 million subscribers, spiked up to 149.94. And look at that, Disney trimming $10 plus off it by the next day, and we're at about 140.60. Some of the companies with earnings last week as well. Uber, they come out with their earnings early Friday, continuing to trade higher throughout the day. Uber opening slightly lower at 40.31. I believe you have Lyft earnings this week on Tuesday, I want to say. Lyft getting a pop pre-market at about 50.60, closed under $50 at 49.52. You see Lyft on Thursday getting that pop from 46.60 all the way up to above $50 on their, on Uber's earnings. Lyft trading higher on Thursday, so it'll be interesting to see if they can live up to those expectations now with their numbers this week. Other stocks with earnings. Allergen out with their earnings this morning. Quite a week for them last week. This is a 15-minute chart. Let's put it on a 5-minute. Even some volatility. You can see coming out with their numbers at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, trading higher to about 199, closed at 197.05. In terms of their actual numbers, pulling it up, we have Allergen here, I believe, do we? Yes, here we do. Allergen, the drug maker, reporting quarterly earnings of $5.22 a share, versus an estimate of $4.57. So quite a beat on the earnings. They also beat on revenue as well, trading higher. An article, news item that I found particularly interesting, considering I went to high school with one of the founders of Harry's, quite a company, the razor maker. Interestingly enough, that gentleman, Jeff Rader, also involved with Warby Parker as well. So quite a run he's had. Schick Razor brand abandons, though, its $1.37 billion deal for Harry's after FTC opposition. So they're saying earlier this month, the FTC, that is, that it would file a lawsuit to block the acquisition, arguing it would harm competition in the U.S. shaving industry. Basically, this article goes on to say it's basically a duopoly as of now. If you don't count the likes of Harry's or Dollar Shave would be a similar one. I'm sure you've seen advertisements for. Procter & Gamble, you have, dominating the market, which makes Gillette brand razors. And for disclosure, I, a Gillette customer, enjoy those. And Edgewell, which is Wilkins' sword, I'm not familiar. And Schick, obviously, as Schick Razor maker Edgewell Personal Care. So $1.37 billion. Looks like the FTC saying maybe that the likes of a Harry's or a Dollar Shave, where they're more suited to online delivery, a little bit cheaper, makes their own razors, and maybe the FTC saying, you know what, they are kind of changing the industry, and if you buy them, that's going to hurt competition. Maybe it's going to hurt change, and I could see how that argument theory could make sense. In terms of upgrades, NVIDIA price target to the highest on Wall Street. RBC hiking NVIDIA's price target ahead of their earnings. So NVIDIA is in for strong earnings this week, according to RBC, raising its hike price target to $301 a share from $251, highest price target on the street. NVIDIA and these chip stocks, I mean, just remarkable runs across the board. Whoops, NVDA. So marginally higher this morning. You see the run it just had from Monday. It opened last week at 235 and closed Thursday at 254. You're talking about almost a 10% pop from that price level. You back this up even in the last year. Check out that run as a tough beginning to the year, fading back to 132 in June, but you just doubled in price from June of 132.60, basically just shy, to 259.50. You get a little bit of a pullback. They're coming out, I'm not sure. They must be, I imagine they probably are coming out sometime soon. NVIDIA, because they came out, let's see when they came out the last quarter in February 13th or so. Today's the 10th, so usually they line up every 3 months, so you may get them this week. We'll check it out. But NVIDIA so far this morning, marginally higher, get ahead of an upgrade to about $300 at 253. Other news out there, getting into some of the numbers. So we went over, NVIDIA quite a run last week. I found some of these numbers interesting in terms of the major averages coming off their first loss in 5 sessions. Speaking of Friday's negative action, the Dow fell more than 200 points on Friday, mounting concerns over how China's economy, the second largest in the world, pressured stocks on that coronavirus slowdown. Despite Friday's loss, however, Wall Street logged in its biggest weekly gain since June as the S&P 500 jumped 3.2%. I'm not sure many people would realize it was quite that good of a week. It was just huge days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I guess maybe you would have. But with the close on Friday, some fear in the market, I wouldn't have thought that if you asked me how much the S&P was up for the entire week, 3.2%. Best week since June is February. The market's been going straight up. And last week, the best week since June, even with a Dow down 200 points on Friday. Monthly U.S. employment data released Friday showed more than 200,000 jobs. That was pretty remarkable that the only day you got negative action in the market last week was when we get a jobs report with, I believe it was 225,000 versus an estimate of around 165 to even as low as 158 for some estimates. So just remarkable there. Other news, Xerox sweetening its bid for HP to about $34 billion. So the new offer would be about $18.40 in cash per share. Yes, per share in cash, and 1.149 Xerox shares. That coming in at about $24 a share is how that would translate. Last November, HP's board unanimously rejected Xerox's initial offer, arguing it undervalued the company. But I believe they said something like, but we're open to discussions, signaling that maybe a negotiation. And HPQ? Maybe? There you go. Closed at about $21.73, spiked as high as $23.49, now at $22.75. To bring it back again, the price is $24. So the market, not exactly 100% sure that deal is going to get done at $24, as you have HP right now trading at $22.75. Other news out there, jumping around, you have a new budget that will be revealed by the Trump government and the election year budget calling for extending the individual tax cuts. So fiscal 2021 budget projects a deficit hitting $1 trillion in fiscal year and lingering at $200 billion after a decade. Includes a plan to extend disputed tax overhaul that Republicans passed in 2017. White House is proposing to continue tax cuts for individuals through 2035 at a cost of $1.4 trillion, a figure that serves as a rough placeholder for the promised tax cuts 2.0, quote unquote. The budget also assumes that interest rates remain at historically low levels despite projections of a strong economy. It's very tough when you start pro forma adjusting your expenses in the future at an interest rate that is sitting at 2% or so, because imagine you're a business and you're saying, I can keep borrowing money at 2%. What happens when that interest rate goes up? And you might not be prepared, so hopefully they get that in line. Stay tuned, folks. Come back to finish up the show, see what else we have on tap for the day. We'll be right back.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, everyone. Markets right now in the negative territory as we got about 35 minutes to go until the opening bell. NASDAQ futures negative by 1 point now at 94.07. NASDAQ was actually in the green by about 6 when we started at 8:30. You have S&Ps negative by 1 at 33.24. The overnight lows in the S&P after, I have the chart up here, so we get the spike lower last night till 6:30. You trade down to about 33.03. But the lows that we made at about 5 a.m. and also at 3:45 a.m., you're looking at about 33.20. So look to that level. If we get below there, there's no stopping it really from where we were last night at 6:30 p.m. when it was almost at about 3,300. That's a solid 24 points from where we're trading at right now, even 21 points down to 33.03. Other news out there in the market, coronavirus update. WeWork closing 100 buildings. You would think a office sharing space would be one of the places you especially wanted to close down as you bring a variety of people into there. Other news out there in terms of, not that headline, Mongolia suspending coal exports to China until March 2nd. I mean, not spreading fear at all. Things are going to be okay. People are going to be okay. I mean, it's tragedy for those people, almost 1,000 now that have died. But in terms of the mortality rate with 40,000 plus cases, and hopefully they get it contained. But I imagine this is going to start hitting the economy. You know, China is basically shut down. The city of Wuhan is almost, a country upon itself. When you have that many people producing that many items, there's no way that this impact won't at least affect whether it's China, Europe, some of the companies that rely on China. UK confirming 4 new coronavirus cases. That total now to 8, basically doubling. So that's going to persist out there. WeWork also in the headline as you have their chairman saying that it's totally false that the CEO, Adam Neumann, left with $1 billion. Not a lot of actual facts in terms of what he did leave with here, though. So nonetheless, and in a little entertainment news as we end the program, you had the Oscars last night. The international film Parasite made Oscars history with 4 wins, including Best Picture victory. First time that a non-English language film won Best Picture. Stay tuned, folks. Larry Pesavento coming up with Trade What You See Right Now. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. Live programming all day till 4 p.m. at TFNN. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, folks.